Welcome to Maximizing Efficiency with Dex. Once again, I am joined by Paul Lodder, and today we're going to be talking about due date extraction, and setting up automated rules around your due dates for invoices. So let's talk about our bills to pay. So we know that a lot of your suppliers will dictate when you have to pay their invoices, and we can extract that detail straight from your invoice and put it into your accounting system for you. However, there might be slight alterations to that. You might have certain days you make payment runs on, or you might always pay clients 20 days after an invoice. So what you can do is you can override that extraction and set up some supplier rules. So we're going to have a little jump into that and show you where you can go about your business. If I just jump into Dex Prepare here, into our inbox, and we jump into the first invoice there within our list, what you can see here is right at the bottom of this invoice here, we have a due date of 22nd of May 24, and extracted by Dex without us having to lift a single finger. The due date extraction there is 22nd of May 2024. However, we're going to jump into another invoice, and what you'll see there is the same invoice, 22nd of May 2024. However, our due date extraction is 30th of June 2024. That is because for this supplier, I have gone into this section here. I've set supplier rules. I've gone into there. I've scrolled right to the bottom, and I've said for this supplier, every single time we've got an agreement that I want to make the due date 31 days of the following month. And then I've applied it there so that every time that supplier comes into my inbox, it sets the due date based on those terms that we've previously agreed, not the terms that they've sneakily put into that invoice there. So I'm going to hand over to Paul, who's going to suggest another solution, but on a bit more of a practice basis.
Perfect. Thank you, Max. So if we just jump into system settings, this is where you can apply these rules across all of your suppliers. So in the due dates for cost items, what you can see is we've got three options: none, so we'll just extract it; number of days after the invoice date; and a set date each month. If we were to pick the number of days after an invoice after an invoice date, you can then just pick the number of days that you want. The alternative is a set day each month, and that gives you a number of options, because this can apply to the particular day in that month, and it could also apply either to the current month or the following month as well. So depending on the date, the due date, depending on where we are in the month, there is complete flexibility in terms of where you want this invoice to appear on that payment run, with many businesses often doing a payment run at the end of every month, and it will be the following month after that invoice has been received. And this is where you can pick the 31st or day 31. So if there's only 30 days in the month, it will automatically default to the last day and then of the following month. We've also got the same settings for sales invoices. This may not be used as much because you will have your due dates on your sales invoices. However, in the same way that you may have an agreement with your suppliers, you may have an agreement with your customer that although the due date on your standard invoice template is 30 days from invoice date, you may actually have an agreement that 60 days is absolutely fine with that customer. So lots of flexibility with due dates to be able to ensure that all of those invoices going across to your accounting software correctly reflect when you're likely to pay those invoices, which will then streamline that whole accounts payable process. With that, I'll just hand over to Max, who can just give a quick sneak peek into what we're going to be covering on our next session.
Perfect. So yeah, I hope that was insightful, and you can start managing cash flow even better by knowing exactly when things are due out and when things are due in. So our next little efficiency gainer with Dex maximizing efficiency is going to be all around the auto publish section. And we know this is like a controversial topic, and we want to show you how best to use auto publish to be 100% accurate every time and get that information into Dex without you even lifting a finger. So stay tuned, stay on Dex socials, and we'll be back later this week. Cheers.
Thank you.